Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I've got an interesting and diverse collection of dies to show you today, but first of all I'm going to show you, because I can, my new Valentine shaker. So if you didn't see the video the other day, this is the shaker. If you liked my peppermint shaker, which is this one, then I hope you will like the Valentine one. So I just wanted to show you those two. You can pop them on cards, use them as ornaments, etc. But there they are. So this one is the peppermint shaker. That one is the Valentine shaker. And I will put these two links below. Right, it's an MX Art project share today. So I'm going to show you my bags of bits. This is an elk or a moose. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will tell me. And I'm just going to go through my little stack here and find him. And here he is. Isn't he cute? That background paper there is from that Christmas pad from Tuesday morning from a couple of weeks ago. And the cardstock there is from Joanne. Isn't he cute? Now then, organisation. I need my ruler. Here we go. It's too early in the morning, that's what it is. Oh, yeah, let's get that correct. 3 inches wide and 2 3/4 inches high. But isn't that cute? Just a little bit of white gel pen there on the eyes, and as I say, all of this cardstock is from Joanne. You even get the bit within the die that cuts all the individual strips out to fit back onto that Christmas ornament so that it looks nice and tidy. I just think he's really, really sweet. So that is my first bag of bits. My second bag of bits is an Easter bunny. But when I say bag of bits, it's all still together because I cut it all in white cardstock and just used my Touch 5 markers. So here is that bunny. Isn't that cute? I just love that bow. And I used a little bit of glossy accents into the little circle areas there on the egg, just to give it a sort of like little gemmy appearance. There we go. So that is the Easter bunny, and I'm going to measure that one. And that is, go from its biggest ear down 3.5 inches high. And going from the width of the ear to the end of the egg, without tearing it back off the card, is 2 3/4 inches wide. But that's another little cutie. So there's 2 cuties to begin with. And then my third one is a bee and honeycomb set. This is really, really nice because of course you can use things like this with anything. If you like mixed media or something, these are perfect for that too. But you can use any of your bees with those, and it comes with a bee and wings and little leaves, but I did not use the leaves, and this is what I made. I didn't put a sentiment on there yet, and I cut the wings in vellum, and that pack of vellum there is from Joann's. And I used my 1.5mm flat backs there for the eyes for the little bees. Now I can measure that tiny little bee there, and it is 1 inch. And of course it depends where you put the leaves, but it's almost, yeah, 3/4 of an inch wide. And then of course you've got the hexagons, and that one is 1.5 inches across, and this one is 3/4 of an inch across. Like I say, it's very early. This yellow timber wood effect grain background there is from a pad from Joann's. So all of the cardstock here is from Joanne, but I just think that's really, really cute. If you know somebody who keeps bees and loves honey, that's absolutely perfect for them. Make a nice Valentine's Day card as well if you changed up the colours. You know, be my honey. Things like that, you know, when you want to get smooshy. So that is my third one. My fourth one is another one that can be used for Valentine's Day or birthday, and it's a chocolate die, and it comes as a chocolate bar with a piece that's broken away, and you also get bits and pieces and like crumbs of chocolate so that you can use those in any way that you choose. Now I can measure this one, and the biggest bar there is 3¼ inches by 2½ inches, and of course then you can just, you know, stack up on top or dot them around all of those bits and crumbs there. I cut mine in Dollar Tree foam board, and I use some of my UV resin, which is hard. You don't want the soft resin, you want the hard if you're going to buy it, and that's what I made. So I popped my chocolate bar on there, and I used excuse me, a sentiment from my stash, "You are sweet," and I used a little bit of gold cardstock. I used my Touch 5 markers to colour that chocolate bar, and then I used I think it was this one, no, this one, I used this piece here just to dot there, so it looks like someone's broken a chunk off and just left it there. So that's what I did with my chocolate candy bar. And then next I'm going into steampunk, and this is a heart. So it's very sort of like grunge industrial, and this is the clock mechanism of a heart-shaped watch or clock, and you get all of the cogs and the pieces in there, but I will measure that fully made up. And here it is. All of the pieces there are cut from a scratchboard product. In fact, let me get you that now because it's from Walmart. Hang on a second. Here it is. It costs 87 cents for one sheet, which is expensive, and it is much, much cheaper on AliExpress. So I will put a link to it if this is the kind of effect that you like. But obviously it comes printed with a cat on this one, but once you die cut it, you don't see that sort of like greyed out cat image, which is what you're supposed to scratch back to silver. So these are from Walmart, but much, much cheaper to get them from AliExpress. But because I wanted to use it right now, I didn't have time to wait for AliExpress. And of course, in this pack from Walmart, you get a scratch pen, but I think you also get those with the AliExpress packs. So back to my heart. So what I did was I die cut all of the pieces, and then I used a Dollar Tree nail file and just filed the black surface off to reveal the silver under there. And then I glued on all my individual cogs and all of the little screws. All of these little pieces come in the die. You see these thin strands? I don't know what they're called. I'm sure somebody will tell me if there's a watchmaker out there. And you get all of like the little flywheels. Look at those. All of these are separately glued on. And like I say, all I did was use that scratch card and scratch it back to silver. And of course, you always get a jewel in a watch movement. And I used one of my red bling stones there from AliExpress. This background cardstock is from Tuesday Morning, and I think it's a Bo Bunny. It's a kind of Alice in Wonderland type pack, but I just thought it went really nice and set that red jewel off there on the movement with those red roses. So I will measure that one fully made up for you. Of course, you can add even more cogs to it if you want to and make it really intricate and complicated. That is just shy of 3 inches high, and then width with its little key winder is just over, no, it's almost 3 3/4 inches. So it's a gorgeous size, but let me show you the detail of that. See all those little screws that you can put back. And that scratch board is really, really lovely. You don't just have to use it for sort of industrial steampunk type things. When you pop it through an embossing folder and scratch it back, it looks absolutely fabulous. So it's a great substrate to have in your stash. Right, my next one I can measure, and that is a steamship airship or a zeppelin, and the length of that is, oops, let me get that correct, 4 1/4 inches, and then the height of that is 3 1/2 inches. And using the scratch board again, I made this. So it shines silver, it's highly, highly reflective, and I used a stamp and my white gel pen just to highlight circles within the stamp, kind of a little bit reminiscent of clouds, baroque looking clouds. And you've got that extra cog that you can pop on there, and I did it in black, and I used white gel pen to highlight the little windows and those bits down there. But isn't it great, that stuff? I do love scratchboard. So that is what I have for you today. As usual, all links are below. You have a fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow with more surprises. Bye.